December 7th, many Benin soldiers appeared on the state television to announce that they've overtaken President Patrice Talon. Later, the president and some of the loyalist groups troops to the government came out to declare that the coup was foiled and arrests were made. Already there were clashes and reports of deaths. In fact, high tension, very high tension in Cotonou. Benin's government and leaders says that the coup plotters tries to seize the key positions, the key sites. But unfortunately, they were arrested and the government regained control. Benin, like other West African states like Burkina Faso, the Sahel states, Burkina Faso, Niger and Mali, has been one of the countries in West Africa that has been under serious growing security threats or pressures. The other part of this country, Benin, has seen serious jihadist insurgent attacks and deadly incidents that has weakened the confidence of the security of this country. And so therefore making the mutiny, the attacks very serious and dangerous to contain by the government of the day in Benin Republic. So what did ECOWAS or Nigeria did in this time, to support Benin Republic? Because Nigeria is ECOWAS and ECOWAS is Nigeria. It's more like without Nigeria, ECOWAS is as good as dead. So ECOWAS using Nigeria, the Economic Community of West African States, that is ECOWAS, quickly moved to use Nigeria to help to curb the situation in Benin Republic. Nigerian Air Force carried out strikes that the Benin Republic says that helps to push back the mutineers from carrying out the coup attempts. So Nigeria sent troops into Benin as part of regional standby response. So after the coup was foiled in Benin, the government of the day was restored back in position of power in Benin. Nigeria still left over 200 West African soldiers, West Africa, but majorly Nigerian soldiers in Benin Republic. Why did Nigeria respond so fast to support Benin Republic, knowing the extent, or why did it take so much action, to support Benin Republic as against what is going on in the Nigerian government, Nigerian system, the Nigerian country? So this is the question that has been on the minds of many recently. Why did Nigeria respond so fast? Lots of Nigerians ask, why send soldiers abroad when we are not safe back home? Why are you sending over 200 military soldiers? Knowing that Nigeria is facing a lot of security challenges also, like banditry, terrorism, kidnappings, why sending such amount of troops out of Nigeria to just go abroad and support the country next door? So it's very obvious why Nigeria moved as quickly as it could to support Benin Republic, against the military coup plotters. The answer is very obvious, proximity and risk. Nigeria and Benin shares the same border, and if Benin should fall under military coup, most definitely Nigeria will be the next, because you can see the trends happening from Burkina Faso, Niger, Mali, the trends of coup happening, how it has been going on. It spreads like wildfire. So Nigeria doesn't want that situation happening around or happening to Benin, because once Benin falls, Nigeria may be the next, if Benin had fall, to be in a state or to have a military coup. But wait, let's ask, why has there been so much recent military coups going on in many African countries, especially in the West African states? What is going on, one country after another? Why the toppling down of civilian governments in many African countries? So the answer is simple. Why many governments of the day in many African countries keep looking away from what is going on in their countries? The poverty, the corruption, the weak systems they brought over to support or favor their governments. Because when government fails to provide the basic necessities of its citizens, like food, security, services, the basic needs of the day-to-day lives of its citizens, people tend to lose faith in civilian leadership, and it will always result into military coups. So these coups happening in African countries shows how fragile West Africa is, because come to think of it, people lose their lives every day. They lose their families, they lose their loved ones, they lose their businesses, prices of things go high and low, a lot of things, a lot of insecurities, and people feel so much tension. So also the so-called democracy loses its value because people don't even trust in the electoral process. A lot of things go wrong. So what do you think? Did Nigeria do the right in sending troops to support the Benin Republic government? Because the Nigerian system, the Nigerian government, or the Nigerian country as a whole is having a lot of issues with insecurities. Let's not forget, in the northeastern Nigeria, Boko Haram ISWAP has been very active for the past 15 years or Should Nigeria focus more on tackling the insecurity that is already eating up or eating deep in the Nigerian country and its citizens? Let's be clear on one thing. When military coup fails or succeeds, one thing is certain. Some people benefit while some loses. And who benefits? The government of the day that was able to regain power. So let's just look at it this way. If Nigeria and ECOWAS, or ECOWAS and Nigeria, wants to keep the regional peace in West Africa to stand out, they should do things to show that they are willing to keep the security of the people first at hand from banditry and kidnapping. So let me know what you think. Did Nigeria do right to act rapidly, to give a rapid response to the military coup that almost took place in Benin Republic, when Nigerian system or Nigerian government has been looking away from the ongoing security problems going on in Nigeria? So please, I enjoy you to subscribe. If you're new to my channel, you're welcome. And here I talk about things I find interesting about Africa, things going on in African continent as a whole. Thank you, and see you on the next one.